Recording is on.
Yeah.
Okay. I always like to start with asking what drawn you to the past life reading to do it.
Well, I had few memories from the past, but I was not aware actually what they mean. But when for example, when I borrowed a book in the library, I saw a picture, and I was like, "Fuck, I know this place." It's like,
Trippy.
and then should I tell you which place or not yet?
Sure, yeah.
I will not tell you, so you are not influenced. But then, from the same area, I met a guy 20 years later, and he started to tell me that somebody told him what he sees in him, and it was the same like me. I was like, did we just all connected like after years and years? Like, do we keep crossing each other? So these kind of coincidences,
Yeah.
or kind of like, it's not even deja vu. Deja vu feels differently, Deja vu it's different kind of intensity, but that was that kind of like deep knowing, like, and I also know that like I don't belong here, like this constant feeling like I do not belong. Like, where do I belong? Where is my home? Where do I come from? Why I was brought here? All these like questions which are not clear in my mind
Mm-hmm.
might be that. And also, like, I also think that I did something really like bad in my past, because I'm like, why I'm challenged so much? Why I don't have easy life? I used to be probably like a hardcore motherfucker back in my previous lives, and now I'm paying my karma.
I don't know
Who
if
knows?
it's like that because something like that, but it's kind of like a self-imposed karma, like because of like certain wounds or certain traumas that happened, or yeah, if you died believing you did bad stuff, then you will reincarnate believing that you did bad stuff, I
Yeah.
guess
But it's just, yeah, it was just as fun, because sometimes the life was so, I was like, what the fuck? Like, did I do? Because that is like,
yeah,
so these kind of feelings of uncertainty practically.
right, interesting. Yeah, I guess we all done some stuff in one of our previous lives, so I guess it's just part of existence and learning and all these kind of things. um I'm eager to dive into your most recent past life, if that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
please.
where all the lessons are, or like most of them, I guess. It's still so present in our blueprint, in our subconscious, and by unfolding it, you can become more aware of certain mechanisms and stuff like that. Um, I forgot to.
Is there total view? No, I want full view. No. Okay, I got you here.
Just make a Google document for your
No.
past lives. Yeah. Oh, this is it. Okay. Yeah, because I'm gonna do first tarot reading.
Mhm.
Probably different than your style, because you're doing the Celtic cross you mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm doing kind of intuitive reading of the Celtic cross.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not like telling exactly like each card meaning and da. I'm just like more like sensing
Yeah.
where it could shift, or where to place the energies and stuff. You will see. I will. It's like 50 minutes, and also plus I did you the Isis card oracle, Eye of the Horus, and I'm gonna do you the ritual and the meditation, and then I will send it to you like a privately.
Okay. Exciting.
So then you have an audio file, and you can lay down with that and play it, because
Oh,
that's
that's
kind
nice.
of the thing that I love to do,
Ah,
and I have really good feedback for the closing the whole reading with this. So I
okay.
think it could be
Okay.
good.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear. Yeah, I use tarot like kind of like really fast sometimes just to like sketch a character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll be doing that first. And meanwhile, we'll talk about it and we'll ask questions or. So let's see, like, what was your personality like in your most recent past life? Mm-hmm. Um, I, I guess we just talked about it. You mentioned there was noise in the neighborhood, and normally you would be like annoyed by it and get like completely fucked up, but now you're learning to meditate and just not pay attention and not care and just still be content. I feel like you were in a similar kind of learning process actually around these themes, but in your past life it was not easy to get out of that kind of like the discontent of life or the not feeling content, and things feel chaotic in your past life. The themes of being tested kind of by the universe, or like, you know, like it's very chaotic, like very disruptive events potentially even. The theme of meditation comes up, so I guess that's something that you were trying to do a lot or trying to use as a tool to work through these disruptive events. I also check your astrology. Okay, yeah. So your North Node is in Scorpio in the first house. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
do you know a little bit about astrology?
Yeah. Now you mean like that I'm rising Scorpio? Yeah.
No, it's I just look at karmic placements, so I'm talking about the North Node.
North Node. In which Scorpio?
Yeah, Scorpio first house.
Let me just double. Yeah, I think because I do my horoscope on AstroSeek.
Okay, Astro Seek, right.
Yeah, but I think it depends. Like this is the zodiac, tropical zodiac, and here the North Node I have in Scorpio 9 degrees first house. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
here it's 11 degrees, but it's I guess it's okay.
Yeah, close by.
Um, yeah, so like I'm also getting a very the North Node in Scorpio is basically about learning to let go of material comfort and embracing change, deep darkness, transformation, intensity, almost to the point like I'm just letting go everything that I own and just go travel or yeah, and just in your past life it seems that you were very much uh, very much focused on the material world maybe, or like you were set, maybe wealthy, or you were very yeah, material, yeah, very focused on material. And this also echo or like this shows in your chart because of your south node is in Taurus, and Taurus is very earthy, material,
Yeah.
very grounded, very focused on yeah, the material world and clinging to safety of the material world also.
My
Um,
sister is Taurus. I know very well what you mean. Exactly. We are total opposite. Yeah.
right, yeah. And it seems like in your past life, you might have had similar North Node or similar karmic lessons. I see that your North Node is in retrograde. Sometimes that kind of says it's kind of like looping. There's like a lesson not yet learned from your past life and like redoing it now, kind of. And the cards are saying that as well. So this kind of when you if you don't embrace your North Node, which for you is also becoming very independent, very also standing for what you believe you are and not caring what other people think about that. And meanwhile also embracing this transformation, deep transformation within the self. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, well, if you don't embrace that, then the universe will kind of like keep throwing stuff at you, like here, lose your house, here, do this, or blah blah blah, or chaos. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you recognize that?
That's practically my life path.
Right.
I'm transforming all the fucking time. And I have no, as you say, I have no other choice,
Yeah.
in the way.
Yeah.
I lost your image, but I think I switch off my mine too for a little bit, maybe the connection, and then it comes back.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like sanctity and normal life, not for me. I cannot do that. There is no way for me. Like I was called to transformation plus I would rather die
Mhm.
than live normal life. Like I mean like I was in the relationship with boyfriend and imagine that I have kids, we have life, we do the normal things and I remain the same.
Yeah.
I would end up like Sylvia Plath in the oven with the gas. That was kind of my idea. I'm like, this is end. This
Hmm.
is not doable for me. And then yeah, as you said, like I don't care what people thinks about me. I have my path, my goal, my destiny, and I'm gonna fucking transform this shit which sits in me, and that's it. And that's my dedication. But
Right.
it's difficult to transform it because if you do it on your own and you need to find your authentic ways, because I don't want to be led by others. That's the Aries, I guess. I don't want others to tell me what to do.
Mhm.
I know myself, and maybe I hit the walls couple of times, but I find my way in the
Great.
end.
Great.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's very North Node. Like, yeah, not letting anybody else telling you what to do.
yeah,
I'm feeling that. Yeah, I have North Node Aries, and that's kind of the first house also. So I have
yes,
similar
yeah,
lessons. Yeah, it's
yeah.
it has been a intense ride. Mm, okay, I'm gonna write this down. So as if you didn't succeeded in embracing the change and embracing the intense transformations and the chaos, and as if that all that happened in your past life, um, yeah, was just pushing you like into discontent, basically. That's what I'm getting
Hmm.
in your most recent past life. And in this lifetime, you're picking it up, but you're pushing through, and yeah. Let's see what your occupation was. Mm, I always like to put astrology aside. Hey, you're back. Occupation. I think the theme of picking yourself up again and again, connected to the disruptive events, the intensity. Mm, might be an element of collaboration or collaborate somehow, or let's see. I see there as a Pluto in Libra's 12th house. Um, Also something around um, High Priestess reversed. Yeah, either like a bit cut off from your higher self, or Let me see. And Pluto in your 12th house, Libra, is like Pluto kind of is I don't know, sometimes or often it's like a representation of your most recent past life, the stuff that you kind of learned to embody or to learn to integrate, and in this lifetime you're really like carrying it or embodying it more. So this like Libra could be around very good in harmonious relationships, or like that's where you're coming from, also with the South Node in the 7th house. 12th house, there's also this element of the meditation and the connection to your soul and stuff. It feels like that had a really big theme in your past life also. Also connected to the trying to pick yourself up again and getting out of this discontent. It's like the similar theme that you're working through now has been like a big theme for you in your past life, and maybe holding on to things tightly is what you kept busy with, that like keeping everything maybe kind of maybe that's like about this material aspect. But you were also kind of like you making it work, you like working on top of things, trying to get out of heaviness, trying to pick yourself up. Let's see. How is that for you now?
Sorry?
How is that for you in this lifetime?
Well, I cannot hold on to many things because I don't have too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have too much, and all I hold on is just me, practically, and my cats. That's the only thing I own in this sense. Everything else, like I give you example, like when I was at school and I was artist, like studying art school, I never wanted to create material art. First, I didn't have money. Second, I didn't want to invest the little money I have into creating art because I do not believe that the pleasure and the beauty must be supported by money, 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 buying things. I rather transmute the energy into another things directly. I skip the money in between.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the direct transmutation, and plus I always wanted to have my things in the air. That means either video, just photons flying, imprinting somewhere. Like of course you need money for the material, for the tools, for example, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the itself, the artwork itself was always very immaterial,
Mm-hmm.
and it's music, performance itself,
Right.
or improvisation, like it is in now, and it doesn't have past, it doesn't have future that much.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that.
It's just now,
Yeah.
and it's also just like happening, and it's a spontaneous. Yeah, and I still feel very big struggle with the material values and why I do not respect it. But on the other hand, I do not respect it to the point I have nothing, and then many times I struggle.
Mm-hmm.
That I do not have money for buying basic stuff, but not that often actually. But you know, there is this like issue. I know that I have issue with money, and I would love to have them, but I also I don't want them somehow.
Yeah.
I would just love them to come to me without me even like caring about them. And then it would be fine. Then I can accept it.
Right. Yeah, there seems to you have Chiron in Taurus. So there might be like a karmic wound around also material world, material
Yeah.
possessions, money, stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna dive into that. Can you tell me a little bit about your career path? Because I know you from the music scene more or less, like electronic music. Yeah. What did you do? What did you study? Stuff like that.
Well, my mother and my sister, they are both teachers. So I practically, first I had when I was very small, I wanted to be astrophysic and chemist. That was kind of my, like, I had a little laboratory and everything, and I always thought that I will do science. That was kind of my thing. I loved science, and it was always making so much sense for me.
And what an astrophysicist and what?
Sorry?
You mentioned an astrophysicist and what else?
Chemist.
Chemist. Okay, yeah, I'm writing it down because it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But around, I don't know, my like young adulthood, when I was around 20, I realized I don't have so much patience and focus to be this rigid scientist, and I am not interested in it. And then I took the path of my mother and my sister, and I didn't know what to do, so I studied pedagogy and I became a teacher. And I was teaching at the primary school, at the secondary school, at the high school, in the university as well, for a span, let's say, like 15 years. So I was studying art and pedagogy, and meanwhile I was a teacher.
Okay.
But my original kind of like child dream was like scientist, scientist or spaceship, astrophysics, chemistry, bloating of the stars, like, I don't know, like all these things, like observatory and planetariums. They were like really, like, I was drawn to it. And then my first magister work was, I came to the guy and I was like, I would love to do the magister work about astrology. And he was like, you mean astronomy, not the pseudoscience astrology? I was like, oh, there is a difference.
Right. True.
But that was in the 90s, like long time ago, and I mixed it.
Right.
But after studying pedagogy, of course I went to the human sciences, and I started to study art and psychology and sociology, and that was my teaching career. But then I realized the kids fucking eat in my mind. It's too much noise in the classroom. I hated it. It was too noisy. So I said, like, okay, I cannot listen others people noise. I have to do my own noise. And then I started to do music. So practically the music was like, I couldn't stand the vibrations from outside, and I don't even like to listen others people music. I don't love music that much.
Right.
But I had to do it in order to keep my space, practically, And until now, I have the issue with everybody else noise. It's invasive to my place, and I get really angry if there is around me a noise I don't like.
Right. Very sensitive
And
noise.
yeah, and it's crazy because it's fucking following me like a curse. Everywhere I move, fucking noise comes behind me,
Okay.
like it follows me.
Yeah, so like what you mentioned this before, noise in the neighborhood, and now you're meditating on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying because I don't see any other way out, and I'm praying to Sekhmet and to the goddesses, like, to take care of it somehow. I don't care how.
Right.
Just take care of it. I will give you my heart, but take care of the fucking noise.
Interesting. Yeah, this might be something echoing or something. There's something connected to your past life potentially around this noise. As if you need to learn this in this lifetime, and then yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna write this also down. Occupation. Okay. Now I want to see first what your your job was. Like, what kind of work did you have?
Mm-hmm.
I always find oh wait, what can I to interpreting the cards on a job. I find it
Uh-huh.
difficult. I don't know. Mostly, I just write the cards down and
Mm-hmm.
we'll come back to it later. Um, or I ask AI to help me with it.
And what did the tarot said?
Yeah, there's the Queen of Pentacles. So I think you were very balanced in work life kind of balance. Mm, there might be something mentally, like something very mentally, but also a bit scattered potentially, like Page of Swords reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Page of Wands, so something adventurous potentially, or learning new fields, or and you were trying to master some kind of skill. And the sun reversed. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what kind of job could that be? You know, it's are you getting anything from that?
No, no. But I think I was definitely like working with people,
Working with people.
but also like in the place where there was a lot of noise.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like I can even imagine like almost like a market when everybody yells and tries to sell something, you know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's kind of the even the noise I could imagine now, like it's the worst noise I can ever imagine, like shouting people over each other, trying to push their me, take mine, take no, 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 you know, like this, like
So
just like
you don't
my
like to go to the
stomach rolls.
you never visit the market, or
That's what I mean. Like I cannot even imagine. Like I would go there. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
nah,
yeah, yeah.
too much.
Interesting.
But loud techno party, love it.
Yeah, right.
Like no problem with that.
Yeah, been there, done that. Um, doing any. Um, just to see what comes up. Um, I've just thrown some of the info in AI,
Hmm.
because it's always nice to know what the job actually was. Like we have the direction easier
Hmm.
direction. Because I'm sensing what you mentioned about mm, what you wanted to be as a kid and stuff. That's part of it. Mm, and just complex. Material instability, spiritual knowledge, rebuilding, loss, secrecy. Unstable or insecure in terms of money, freelance, maybe hidden, misused, suppressed. There was authority either as a leader. Yeah, you see that. This is the kind of like something completely different comes up, but it's good to have that as well. Mm, shows survival after betrayal. Okay, so you're picking yourself up constantly. That was what I was getting, and being some kind of someone is kind of like, making steps and just getting things done. Um, so yeah, like an authority, they say here, either as a leader or authoritarian control.
Mm.
But there's also deeply intuitive or esoteric, but hidden, misused or suppressed. It's intense. um, let's see. Spiritual advisor, occultist, intuitive healer. She might have been dismissed or disgraced in her profession, maybe even accused of witchcraft or deemed unstable. Someone who held spiritual knowledge but lost status. Someone who worked in secret or underground settings. Tension between desire to serve and being blocked or betrayed. And what kind of job? It says a job that involved secrecy, hidden truth, maybe even censorship, possibly youth work or education gone wrong. She worked hard at a craft or healing art, likely something practical, grounded, and caring, like herbalism, healing, midwifery, or caretaking. She might have also been a messenger or teacher, bringing new ideas or inspiration to others, possibly in unconventional ways. A mix of healing, learning, spiritual, artistic expression, but not always recognized or welcomed. She may have been seen as naive, rebellious, or a threat, misunderstood in her community, perhaps punished for speaking out. Interesting. How does that?
This is my recent life as well.
Is it? Okay, then we have something to go from. Tell me.
Kinda. No, it's I say uncomfortable truths. I say uncomfortable truths to people,
Mhm.
even to the closest around me.
Yeah.
And if they don't ask for it, they take it like a subversion or criticism, and it just disrupts their beautiful lined up illusions. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yes, I might be sometimes over critical, and I'm not focusing on the positive. But why? Because I'm really good in like seeing what's not working.
Hmm.
So like that's what I see as my gift, that I can analyze and critique
Hmm.
things which I observe, but it's not welcome.
Hmm.
And also, my artwork was always way too difficult. Like I always got feedbacks. You ask too much from the people. I'm like, I'm asking for interaction. That's all I ask. I'm not entertaining. I'm not feeding without giving something back. I'm having this like exchange practically. Yeah, exchange.
Yeah.
If you go to exhibition, then I want you to approach the art and put a little bit of your energy in order to extract the value from my art. That's why I never wanted money for that, because that's not what I'm interested in. I don't just need money. I just want the money like rain on me, you know, just like rain on me like it should.
Hmm.
And then I get to do the work which I am here to do, communicate and exchange the energy with people and move them and transform them and show them how they can get better, or this kind of like that's what I'm trying to do now, and I always try to do it even unconsciously when I was even younger, so teacher, practically what you doing, you teaching the kids to transform into the adults, into the and then it went just from there.
Right. Great. Okay. Interesting. How
Oh, sorry.
stuff shows up in your. Yeah, there's also an element of potentially partnership gone wrong in your past life. I feel like karmic woundings around that, and maybe that is connected to working. Because there's also Saturn in Leo, so that might bring like a restriction on you standing in the spotlight, kind of, and it's in a T square. So
Mm-hmm.
you have Saturn and then Chiron and Uranus, which is in Scorpio first house. Yeah, there's like a very intense energy around you being in the spotlight versus community, um, building material stability with partnership, which has like a karmic wound on it. Kind of there's this heaviness around building stability with a partner. And then you're placed in society as this kind of like very independent, powerful, transformative teacher, like this kind of like this embodiment of the scorpion energy. There's like this difficult energy. So these themes are probably also in your past life very very out there, very clear. Um, so it's for you in this lifetime, it's important to channel that harsh energy into community and connection with other people, communication through the community, helping others through your voice, helping others by communicating, telling truth. So actually getting shivers what you're doing with telling people the truth, or like I guess that's really powerful and on point for you. And actually with that also, like, not caring about what people think of that. You just like, if people want your advice and you're giving it to them in a very intense transformative way, and it might be too much, but yeah, I guess it's still part of your purpose. um yeah.
Do you think, like, can you, because I strongly feel that I was a male
Emil,
in my
yeah,
past.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. um all right, let's continue with some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I want to know about the what she has. Chiron in Taurus, seventh house. I want to know what happens in the partnerships. What was the main theme or the themes around partnerships for you in your past life, considering your Chiron and your South Node? Okay, so probably some kind of either dominating, either manipulative or authoritarian energy connected to you in these partnerships. So that's why also you have now your North Node in first house and the Chiron in the seventh. So learning that you're making the decisions, and that's what you mentioned in the beginning. Like, I've learned to do that, and nobody's going to tell me what to do. I feel like in the past life there was actually several people or someone who was telling you what to do, and that's also contributed to you going through these really intense, um, yeah, chaotic times, disruptive times. I'm getting emotionally overwhelmed, also kind of like clinging to someone maybe, or staying with someone while this person was actually influencing you in a way that was not healthy. um, Very the kind of like negativity or negative, like very disruptive emotions I'm getting around the partnerships that you've had, either work wise or relation, like love relationships. How does that resonate with you now?
Well, like honestly, I'm alone. Like I don't even know like what I could expect from the partnership. I just don't believe in it.
Right, right,
I think like people are so disconnected within themselves, and they are trying to find a connection out there,
mm,
which is totally false. Or it might work for others, but for me, it's not working. I just realized if I'm with somebody, I'm living his life, not mine.
mhm.
And I'm living my life with the consideration of the other person. And I was like, no way. Like I'm, as you said, like I'm not gonna do what the others are expecting me to do. Just because I'm with the boyfriend and his family is expecting me to cook for him, breakfast, lunch, have kids, do this, do that. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is not me.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I have the same very much.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm with someone now, but it took me years of learning to become one with myself and really become independent. And at some point, I was at this point where I was like, yeah, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be with someone. I just want to be alone, and I feel very good by myself. And I feel powerful. I feel great. Um, yeah, and I was happy with that. Yeah, I basically fell in love with one of my best friends that I've known for 10 years, and
Mm.
that's a very deep and powerful relationships in which I'm also learning to stay true to myself. Or
Yeah.
yeah, so it's yeah. But the themes, yeah, if you have North Node in first house or in Aries like me, yeah, these are big themes. I'm just writing this down.
Yeah, I tried with partners like free, long term even was was hell. It was literally hell for me.
Right.
Yeah. No.
And why?
I I felt dependent
Mm-hmm.
totally on the others' recognition of the others' emotional sharing. Like I was always like almost like waiting, hoping. And then in the end I realized I have been lied to. I was kept in illusion. But not because like now I see not because something was wrong with me, but because people are just liars and they want this and that and they don't know what they want and they were cheating on me, the guys, and they had like another dreams and they were not able to stick to what they said, like
Right.
I'm person, if I promise, I even push myself down to keep my promise just for a little bit. I know it's not forever. I'm not gonna ruin myself, but if I promise and if I feel it's not right and I suffer, next time I'm not gonna promise this or something like that, like I'm learning for myself. But if I already give the other my word, then I was always trying to stick to it, even though I had to pay for my mistake that I promised, for example. But I have been somehow responsible. And then when I was with somebody and we supposed to be on the partnership level, and I saw I'm doing this and he's not doing that, then I found it like unequal, and then I started to demand correctness,
Right.
and that was like, oh, then fuck off.
Okay.
No, actually, I always explained it to the partner, but then the partner started to tell me that I'm too strong personality for him and he wants somebody normal.
Yeah, like a girl who can bend to their wishes or something.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Who should shut up, cook,
Yeah. Cook and
deliver the babies,
clean.
and be pretty
Right. Yeah.
and shut up. But mainly shut up. Shut up. Don't say your opinion and shit. So that was kind of like I'm gonna like deliver you, baby, be like your slave, and shut up. And what my life?
Yeah.
What about me? Like
Yeah.
I'm not here to satisfy you in this way.
Great.
And if you are not satisfying me in the places I want, let's go.
Yeah.
But it took me long time. I was almost demanding the equality and the righteousness. I was like, no, you have to. You promised. You. what are you? Are you fucking liar? Who are you? How your family like? This is what you are. This is what you bring to the table. Lame shithead, And my boyfriends got depressed because I took them apart. I analyzed them and I told them what I see wrong.
I'm so similar.
Yeah, but then there is no attraction, there is no love, there is no, the juice. But the juice, it's bait from illusion, and that's when I realized I was like, I'm not interested in this bullshit.
Same.
I want real, true, fucking love, and I have it with my cats. Yeah, Champa loves me like nobody ever did, not even my mother.
Nice. Yeah, I recognize this a lot also. Like, it's very North Node Aries first house lessons, and you probably have been, like attracting these characters because of your South Node and because of your past life. For me, it's like in the theme of I was always attracting junkies. Like
Yeah,
yeah, junkies, and I would always relapse really hard because I wanted to be in a bubble with someone. And now I learned, like my in my past life I was with Pamela Corson, and she got hooked onto heroin at some point, and that's how I kind of like went deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm just echoing that. And in this lifetime, I've been learning to get out of that. So that was my thing, and always like kind of like not losers, but kind of like people that after kind of 5 or 6 months, I would like kind of wake up and see like, what the fuck am I doing with this person? Fucking junkie, and then I would just break it. And that has been like the cycle until I was like, okay, I don't want to be with anybody because I need to be learning to, find everything within myself and all the love. And I also did ayahuasca in between, and I guess that kind of like helped me to get more into my North Node.
yeah. Like when I think about it, I always got connected with those boyfriends and practically with every companion through sex.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking a lot.
Mhm.
A lot of intensive fucking, and I had like 500 guys in my life. Like I was fucking around like crazy, and for me it was almost like a hobby.
Mhm, mhm.
I was like, oh, nice boy, let's get him,
Yeah,
or
get you.
really like in my mind like a scalp,
Yeah.
a picking up, like, oh, this one is nice. Let's take a little bit of his energy. Let's take, but then I later like when I wanted to feel love, I mistaken the sex
Yeah.
for love.
Yeah.
That was the thing when I got attached to the wrong persons.
Mhm.
So that's as you described it, you have the junkie vibe around you. That I have the fucker vibe around me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess I was saying, yeah, very much, very, very sexual. Like that was how I communicated
Mm.
with people, with men mostly, like attracting them through sex and getting attention through sex. And yeah, um, let's see. Let's see. Mm, very on the surface also.
Sorry.
The relationship, like the sexual relationships, was it kind of like on the surface, like more like having fun, not much more.
Mm, actually, no. Like very intense and deep emotions. Like
Right? Yeah.
and every time I had sex with somebody, I immediately like took it really deep.
Yes.
You know,
Same. I could fall in love madly, and then yeah. So dumb.
not with everybody, of course, not with everybody, but with people I got attracted to. That was somehow intense and deep. I wish it would be on the surface. I wish, but it was not.
Right,
Like,
right.
and even I felt like even with the guy from the sex app, like when they took it too lightly and too like something on the surface, I always like protested. I was like, no, no. But then I realized, okay, this is no go.
Mhm.
They are just idiots. And actually, I was learning a lesson. Look, like I would explain it. Like as a female, I never understood the male sex. But by actually having a lot of men and trying to walk in their shoes, I got to the point I was like, this is it. You're just fucking around. There is nothing deeper behind it. It's just like, you know. But yeah, and it took me sometimes before I started to look at the sex differently. But it just happened like a couple of years ago, you know.
Mhm. Interesting.
So yeah, kind of like.
Okay, let's see. What I can ask more. Oh yeah. So I'm curious to hear what places you're drawn to in this lifetime. Like what, yeah, countries or cities or whatever.
Yeah, so then I when I mentioned at the beginning that I saw the book and I recognized the place, so it was always Mexico, like a central Mexico,
Okay.
and this was around Popocatépetl,
Who? What?
and then I Popocatépetl. The when you have Mexico City, there is this huge volcano, and the picture was like from the road, and there was this Popocatépetl, the volcano on the distance, and I was like, hey, I know, like it's almost like, hey, I've been there.
Interesting.
And then when I was in my teenage years, I read Carlos Castaneda books, and it's about Toltecs and the Sonora, kind of like the Yaqui tribe, and they are situated in Sonora Desert, also central Mexico, like above Mazatlan, so it's a little bit more north.
And what?
And I knew I have to go there. And
Yeah.
eventually, I made my trip, and I was living for 1 month there in the desert
Okay.
with the Mexican Indians, and like not the Mexican, but with the Yaqui tribe, the original people of the Yaqui tribe. And I was traveling around.
How do you say it? Bilyaki?
Yaqui,
Yeah.
Yaqui.
Bilyaki.
Yeah, but because Castaneda was writing about the Yaqui tribe, and the main character Don Carlos Juan was a Yaqui Indian. But then when I went there to the Yaqui tribe, like there is last 8 remaining villages which are like inhabited by the original people.
Wow.
And I started to ask around about Carlos Castaneda, and they told me that he was full of shit and he was this like fake guru leader. And I kind of knew it, and I felt it, and I never trusted him. I thought that personally that Castaneda is idiot. But I kind of really liked Don Juan, the teacher of him.
Uh-huh.
And when I was asking around, I realized it was just a guy like a shaman who knew a lot about herbs, and he was living actually in Arizona, and he met Carlos Castaneda and told him some things, and Castaneda then took this and he created the whole fucking fiction around it. And then he was in LA and he was like playing this fake guru, and he had also like he built up a cult, and he had a cult leader, some woman, and he was like sexually abused in them and stuff like that, whatever. So my trip to the Mexico was about because I felt there is something from the Castaneda teaching which really deeply resonates, but I knew it's bullshit,
Okay.
as he said it. So I went to the Mexico and I realized like, okay, I was probably somehow connected not to Yak Indians but to Toltecs.
Toltec.
Because also, yeah, whatever he was writing about was a mix of Nahualism, which is from Mayan culture, and the Mayan culture goes to the Toltec. So it was not exactly like Yaqui thing, but it was like even more deeper, and he just mixed it all together. So, but then I kind of thought that I was connected to Toltecs and the shamans kind of there. And when I was in Berlin, I met a boy, and I never told him this. And then he was at the Boom Festival, and he was heroin junkie and shit, like a very, very crazy person, 17 years old.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, very, very crazy guy. And he said that he was there on the Boom Festival, and an older woman came to me and kneeled down and told him that she recognized him, and he used to be a Toltec shaman.
Right.
And then they were together. And when he told me, I was like, the fuck? I was Toltec shaman, not you, bitch. And then I was thinking, like, okay, maybe we met, like our souls met somewhere back in the past,
Yeah.
and all this craziness brought us together. And actually, he was the reason that I got my self actualization running. He just
He
just pulled
executed
me.
you.
Yeah, he practically initiated me.
Right. And
And that's,
you met her on Boom Festival, or met him on Boom Festival.
we met in Berlin, in Berghain or somewhere. And then this was just like a story he told me, which happened to him on Boom Festival. Meanwhile, we were like, he was visiting, then he went to Boom Festival, and he told me, oh, look, this happened to me. And I was like, what? You know, like, I don't think so I ever told him the Toltec thing, because we didn't talk about this, you know?
Well,
But he brought it up. So it was almost like a coincidence, like another weird story regarding back to Mexico. Like the first one was to see the image in the library when I was like 14 and recognizing the place. Then it was around my 20s when I was reading Castaneda and was like, what the fuck? Resonates with me. Then it was around 28 when I actually made it to Mexico. And I was like, I need to fucking figure out what's going on with the fucking Yaqui and Toltecs and shit. That was the first time. And then 10 years later in Berlin, I meet this like young little cute boy who I fuck a lot, of course. And then we just met. And then he was like, I will be coming back to visit you. And 1 year and 1 day later, he showed up at my doors and stayed with me for 3 months. And meanwhile, crazy shit happens. Or not even 3 months, maybe just a month. And meanwhile, all this crazy shit happened, and he went to Boom Festival, and then he was telling me this, and he provoked me to the point that I self-actualized, you know, in the way.
Yeah, high level soulmate or karmic, some kind of karmic.
Totally.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I even dedicate to this guy the Book of the Law from Aleister Crowley, because you know, you buy this book, you should read it just once, and then so I read it once and I sent it to him. But he was doing so much drugs, and he was, I think by year of 20, his all three dogs were hit by the car. He was in the rehab a couple of times, and because he was still using, I think he had a huge accident and he lost his eye. And meanwhile, he was alcoholic, and everything happened around 22, like until from that 17 to 22. And this already is like 5 years back. And honestly, like, he contacted me maybe like 4 years ago, and I had such a distrust that I was like, I don't want you in my life, you are fucking evil.
Right.
The fuck out of my energy field. Like from all these, like, oh my god, to totally like, oh fuck,
Right.
like away from this, away. You know, and then I was thinking, like, was I a bad magician? Did I hurt somebody? You know, did I put spells on somebody? Did I really, like, was I a magician for the king who was like cursing the other people? You know, something like that. Like, I thought that I could have been misusing magic.
Right. Let's dive into that now. Were you misusing magic somehow in your work, or doing kind of like evil things or whatever, or misusing your powers, or because we got the high priestess reversed in the beginning, and I was kind of like hesitant to say it out loud, I guess, because I was seeing it, and what I got was like, perhaps kind of like wrong magic or something like that, but I didn't want to like already say that without really knowing. But now that you're mentioning, I'm like, okay, maybe that is something that's connected to your past life.
Mm.
I think I said like, yeah, being cut off from your higher self. I mean, yeah,
Mm.
like doing it out of material or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because now, of course, I'm casting spells as well, but now I do it. I gather the energy which was sent to me by the object I'm cursing, and I practically transmute the bad vibe of the object or the person, and I transmute it back and I return it. That's the whole curse of mine.
Okay,
But I never, and I ask elements to amplify it, like water or earth or ground.
okay.
If I'm returning the energy, I just ask the nature or the elements to amplify it.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing to, like, I'm not putting my energy into some magic or shit. I'm
Right,
very careful about that.
right.
And also when I do some cleaning or some magic ritual or something, then I always protect my heart with the salt and salt heart. I have this like pink salt heart, so many times I put it on my heart and I put like a tight t-shirt, so it's really like protecting my heart when I do the. But it's almost like, it's almost like you feel injustice in a way and you cannot cope with that, so you put the injustice into this like energy ball and you return it where it belongs, but then you also just like let it through the elements, like through the air, however you send it, you just ask the universe to help you with that,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's kind of natural.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I do it intuitively, like I don't read any. I don't know how the other people do it. I do it as I feel it somehow.
Right, right. Yeah, that's I like that. That's good. Um,
No, bro, pipi došla.
there was kind of this element of maybe worry, like the worries in your mind or the worries kind of led you to kind of like trying to fight for yourself somehow. And that's how you might have ended up misusing magic some way or another. Um, it's not super clear. It's not like super over the top. The cards kind of confirming it. So maybe more of kind of like uh, to get you out of problems maybe, or like trying to push through kind of. Mm, okay, let's ask also like what was your past life in Mexico? Is that your most recent past life? Because what I was getting when you were telling me the stories, I was getting more ancient or like more time back, kind of with this Toltec stuff. Not sure. The cards. Yeah, as if you also wanted to go there, but you were afraid to go, or you were blocked, or it was too heavy, or you had like dreams to go there, something like that.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so what's your most recent past life in the States?
Switch the camera again. No, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
I moved and the thing fell on my bowl. What's in? Pee. My cat is like walking around and wants to cuddle, so she's like nosing into everything.
Uh,
What's in?
I will go to the toilets quickly.
Yeah, go ahead. Pee. Beruski, Beruski. Bebish, como llámala. Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Um,
I think I just got bitten by the fucking mosquito in my back because I can feel like a complete scratch there.
um, let's see what was the Toltec stuff, the story, and the Carlos somehow connected in your most recent past life, Carlos Castaneda. Interesting. Somehow, Carlos Castaneda. When was he active? Starting in
I think,
48.
yeah, like 80s, something like that.
Yeah, the 60s he started with publishing books, I see.
Already 60s. Ah, see.
Yeah. Yeah. Anthropology student in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Life. Let's see. Because I'm not getting clear, like where in what region. Like I'm getting the states or the Mexico thing was more kind of also a memory, maybe, or you were connected to it. You might have lived in the States, you might have lived in Europe. I don't know, like how does that feel? Like do you have any places in the States or in Europe that you feel connected to or like repulsed even by or something?
It's a little bit like I switched off the video, but it started to drop a little bit the sound. I couldn't understand clearly
Okay.
everything when you.
Yeah, I don't have it clear yet where you were from in what like what country, but I'm
Uh-huh.
getting like the Mexico thing might have been a bit more back
Mm-hmm.
in your soul journey kind of, and I'm getting maybe connected to the States or maybe in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like places in Europe or the States that you feel drawn to or repulsed by or something or
Hmm. Not really. Like
not really?
I'm like hmm. Like if I think about Europe, it's almost like I think I was traveling around and none place was my home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been there and there and there and there. It's almost like either I was at like traveling around all the time or moving a lot. So I was probably like not settled in one place.
Right.
That's what I feel, and I'm not sure. Not sure. Like if I was like just trading or like like it could be like I travel with the army or I travel with some goods or I like
Mhm.
something like that.
Right.
I was definitely like that's how I feel like I feel Europe.
Mm-hmm. Very nomadic.
Yeah, kind of nomadic, but with purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Like there was something why I was doing this. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't do it just because of that.
Mhm, mhm. And what was the writer's name connected to this Carlos Castaneda guy?
Don Juan,
Don Juano?
Juan, yeah, Don Juan Matos. I can write it down just
Yeah.
into the chat.
Don Juan
Hmm.
Marcus.
And but that was like fictional character. And when I was doing my own research, they said this old man was already like actually called grandfather Cachora.
Ah, so this
Cachora.
is a character of Carlos's one of his books.
Yeah. Don Juan Matus. Now I'm not sure if it was his real name or no, but he was known within the circles like grandfather Cachora, and Cachora is a lizard.
A lizard.
So it's like grandfather lizard.
Ah, okay. Interesting, because I was a lizard king.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so tell me about
I'm a
your
lizard king. I can do
anything,
anything.
yeah. The reincarnate and remember my past lives. Because I mostly do that when I feel like it's some sort of connection. It's funny because this Carlos guy was also in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering, what do you feel with my past life? Like, how's your connection with Jim Morrison?
Well, that when doors were very popular in our country, I found it like really embarrassing and stupid, and I was like, "Oh my god, fucking
Wait, how
doors!"
old were
You
you?
know,
How old were you?
I was maybe like 13, and everybody, like all the people, were so much into it, and that was the first day I was like, "Jesus Christ!" Like, no, it's like way too popular, and I have a little issues that it's so known. And then maybe like 5, 10 years later, when I was older and I was going to the raves, I went to the how do you call it, cover band, when somebody is pretending they're like doors and Jim, and the dude looked like fucking Jimmy Morrison, and I was on the concert and I was like, what the fucking fuck is this is so hot and sexy. And then I was like, let me check this out, and then I completely fell into adoration of Jimmy, and I felt like he was poet, and he was like totally he was like he was so pure, but then he just got fucked up by everything. His soul was pure, but he felt for the devil. And you will, then I talk about the tarot card of yours, you will see what I mean.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely
You
I
mean in my
like
reading,
I was. Mm,
or
pardon?
you mean in the reading you did for me, or
Yes. I talk about Jimmy there too.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah. So I think like I was definitely very touched
opinion.
by his story and his character. And I remember for the first time I saw the Doors movie by Oliver Stone, whatever. But the moment when he said, I'm a lizard king, I can do everything, I just like, I melted my brain. And I was like, what the fuck? And again, it was almost like I knew this. somehow. And I'm like everything. I can do everything. It's almost became a mantra. This like I wanna do everything, everything, everything. You know, like since then I heard that I'm a lizard king. I can do any or everything, anything. Then this everything remained in me, like somehow imprinted,
Mm-hmm.
and it came back in different like connotations in my life, but the everything, like the expansion, that's somehow how I felt with Jimmy.
Right. Sentence. I can do everything. Yeah, well, we can. Yeah, I feel like probably you were kind of some sort of magician in your past life, so you learned that you can do anything. And then there is this character in Carlos's book, Don Juan Matus, which is also Grandfather Kachura being a lizard,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So that's kind of like weird connection. So now I'm gonna ask, because maybe we didn't know each other like in physical, but we knew about each other, or we were connected somehow, or because of the soul connection that we carry, kind of like a similar blueprint, similar karmic lessons, that we went to a similar kind of experience, like you
Mm,
had a similar experience by me also like being very pure, but then fucked up, because I used magic. When I was a teenager, I read all these kind of like books about, I don't know, like all these kind of like grimoires, and I went into deep black magic when I was young, I guess, and
mm,
that's how I conjured up the fame really fast.
mm,
That fucked me up. So maybe you've had a similar kind of path.
mm.
Let's see. Did you know me in your past life personally? That we met personally? Maybe. There is definitely some kind of strange connection. Mm, did let me see. Um, did you have a similar path as Jim Morrison? Yeah, I'm getting the soul connection. Similar, yeah. Like there's a grid we form, so we kind of like reincarnate and do the same kind of thing, but then scattered around the world, or
Mm.
yeah. Mm-hmm. What was the question?
If I knew, or if we crossed the path, or the Jim Morrison was somehow.
Uh, yeah, no, I already asked did she met Jim Morrison, and then I asked if we had the similar life path, or like similar,
Mhm.
yeah, similar path. Yeah, I'm also getting this like chaos, like things that, yeah, what we had in the beginning, like the disruptive events and stuff, like things being disruptive feels very
Mm.
chaotic, as if also for you like things kind of collapsed at some point, and you didn't maintain your own inner balance and harmony, feels out of balance. And also like, yeah, with the partnerships, something with the partnerships, so like very similar, I guess. Well, now I want to know if there is kind of like work out there from you that we like either like written or some art or you know. Yeah. Mm, like something written, like a written piece somehow.
That would be cool.
Huh?
That would be cool to read something I wrote in my past life.
That's so fucking trippy. Mm,
You can hear my cat meowing, no?
yeah. Thank you. Um, were you some kind of spiritual teacher or spiritual shaman or something like that? Like or like.
Maybe I was a drug dealer with Jimmy. Maybe I was selling him drugs. The bad magician, you know.
Right. Well, I met the heroin dealer. She lives in Portugal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she helped fake my death.
Okay, so I'm the LSD dealer, the Mescal dealer.
That's even like better. um, oh, what did I write again? My short memory is getting a bit hazy. What did I just ask the cards? Do you know?
The last one,
Yeah.
if we met personally, or if I have like something similar with Jimmy, are we still there? Because then
No,
after,
we already went to if there's any work out there, like written art.
sorry, yeah. If there is any art remained after me,
No, no, no.
but then I don't know.
Yeah, I was already going.
And then you move.
Yeah. Oh man, why is my memory sometimes like I get too much in the realm or something, and then
Uh-huh.
I lose my mind.
I think I was already petting my cat when you were mumbling like for
Right.
yourself.
Maybe this is supposed to be left out or something. I don't know.
Fine.
Okay, let's see. Like, were you like known? Can we find you? So maybe the cards will
Mhm.
show me directly, or maybe it's a bit vague. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
I was also quite interested in building cathedrals and labyrinths.
Yeah, that's way back. Me too. I was in the whole Christian situation.
Yeah,
Very much.
but that's 16th century,
Yeah, like Pope times.
more maybe even more earlier.
Yeah, like
14.
medieval Pope.
Mm.
Okay. What were you known for? What was like kind of like what were you known for? I'm just getting as much data as possible until I feel like okay, let's Um, what was your connection to addiction or drugs in this lifetime? Or if you want to talk about it, like on camera.
I have this attitude to the drugs. Let's try it all. See if I need it. If I need it, I take it. Once I don't need it, I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking drugs until I feel I need them to help me with any kind of issue or struggle.
Okay.
If it's anxiety or aggression or bore, like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or calming down. So I take them until I see use of them, and when I feel that it doesn't make me benefit, I'm very easy to drop it.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want it. I'm
Yeah.
over. I took what I could, and they have nothing else to offer.
Okay. Powerful.
Not for me anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And so, like, I like drugs. I have very positive like attitude to them, and I'm very open. But I'm not that I would need them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
except weed. But weed, it's also like I know that I need it still, and only now last year when I finally ground it, I'm feeling I will release it soon, and I'm already starting to release it.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
but the weed was with me for so long time because I needed it. I
Mhm.
needed it, and she was helping me. She was
Yeah.
helping me to cope with life.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful, and I love the weed, and it's my favorite plant, and we are good sisters, and I also feel like I was abusing her at certain point, but she forgave me,
Mm-hmm.
and we still have very good relationship.
Cute. Nice.
Yeah, and it's nature, so it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not chemistry.
For me, I don't know. Like, I haven't smoked any weed for a long time.
Mm. Like,
Um.
for example, I have like a huge respect to mushrooms,
Right.
and I don't even want to take them anymore because it's just like I feel like,
There's nothing to learn anymore. So.
yeah, it's like I respect, but it's for somebody else.
Right. Okay. So yeah. All right. But I feel like I have gathered enough data. So I want to put this in AI to see what historical figures are coming up, and then I go to like the next phase of kind of like seeing if I can recognize you in the pictures and the
Mhm.
descriptions, and then match their astrology chart with yours, and to see how if more information is coming up and like confirmations and energy coming in sometimes. So okay, so born in 1907.
I'm gonna be back in 20 seconds.
Sure. Yeah.
Just go for the yeah. You heard me, no?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
The chickens came inside. I forgot to close the doors to the kitchen.
Oh, the kids.
And the chickens came. They always come inside and they are like living in the kitchen with me. The cat food is there.
Oh,
So they always go to lunch on the cat granolas or the cat dry food.
right. She's very silly. She thinks. Oh man, I'm trying to get the notes correct. She still remember from her past life and from this current life when she was 13, blah blah blah. Who could she have been? Alright, let's see what he comes up with. Alright. Okay. Okay, rich late picture. Most recent past life likely involves a male figure, disillusioned mystic or underground writer performer, 40s to 60s. Core personality energy, disillusionment, withdrawal, inner crisis, broken ego structures. Yet King of Pentacles suggests that there was stability or mastery in some earthly domain, possibly financially successful or grounded despite internal wreckage. Soul crisis, karmic fall, ego death through misuse of power or overwhelming consequences. Person could have been highly talented but detached, potentially avoiding responsibility or spiritually disconnected despite outer gifts. A person who had deep esoteric or spiritual knowledge but possibly misused it or applied it manipulatively. Betrayal, burnout, failed mentorship, or group dynamics, possibly a leader or teacher, but not in a traditional healthy way, perhaps dogmatic, arrogant, or exploiting students. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. I definitely totally like resonate with that. That's why I told you I have to be a fucking motherfucker back in the past.
I was
Really misusing my power and being really like maybe even abusive.
yeah.
Even now when I think about it, maybe I had multiple wives which I was beating up or something.
Yeah, same. Like I was, I'm saying like I was a dick, but I was actually really soft and sweet. But yeah, life made me a dick, I guess. It's just, or yeah, some energies or something that you've connected with somehow, invoked. The noise, curse, and present life echoes. Intense sensitivity to noise suggests a past where she was immersed in chaotic environments, possibly urban, fast-paced, overstimulated in markets, protests, performances, war zones, or psychedelic gatherings. This trauma might have left a karmic echo of nervous system overload, explaining her hypersensitivity in this life and need for silence, solitude, and focused sound. Music creating a self-healing. Past life setting, location, Mexico. Results are mixed and contradictory. It could have been part of a hectic journey, but not necessarily home. In the States, emotionally very raw, strong themes of deception and lack, possibly addiction, spiritual poverty, rejection. So a lot happened potentially there. Europe, stronger fit, suggests the soul died here, possibly alone, maybe after wandering, possibly as an expat or a disillusioned artist. Europe could have been where the life ended, not where it started. Past partnership themes, overpowering emotional entanglements, emotional dependency, intense love affairs, potentially with major consequences, possibly bisexual or had many affairs, even while in relationships. This lines up eerily well with the Jim Morrison energy. Carlos Castaneda and Jim Morrison. Your reading around Carlos is compelling. Connection around magic, resilience, deception. He may have mirrored her past misuse of power. Yeah, that's why you were triggered by him. It's kind of like a mirror. It's possibly she was part of a shamanic occult circle that involved rituals, ego traps, mind games, and that Castaneda echoed or reflected that karmic vibration, even if she disliked him.
Totally.
And then Jim Morrison, strong yes to having met him. Yeah, I mean, you felt familiar from the start, so like I guess I wouldn't be surprised. Definitely in his circle, maybe a muse, co-performer, spiritual peer, possibly lived a similar trajectory, artistic promise, rebellion, sex, drug, mysticism, isolation, emotional collapse. Written creative work out there. This person created work that was never fully recognized in its time, or it was buried, suppressed, or deemed inappropriate or dangerous. Interesting. The work still exists, or its influence does, but it might be under a pseudonym or anonymous, not mainstream, likely part of a countercultural or esoteric underground. The recognition and fame. This was not a household name, but someone who flirted with fame or was deeply admired in certain circles, perhaps misunderstood or even erased. Possibly someone whose work was rediscovered posthumously or influenced others more famous than themselves. Who could she have been? Most likely male underground poet, musician, esoteric writer, somewhere between late 930s to early 70s, probably European or American, connected to psychedelic, spiritual, or anarchist circles, possibly bisexual, misused magic or egoic power, died young or went into recluse, possibly suicide, addiction, breakdown, left behind writings, audio, or some kind of spiritual legacy, although obscure or hidden, influenced or was influenced by the wave that produced Morrison, Castaneda, Leary, Burroughs, Ginsberg, but it's all the beat poets. Okay, potential names or paths. I know some beat poets also, like they're connected to me in this lifetime. I don't know if you're familiar with that, the beat generation.
Yeah, big news. I read Jack Kerouac and a few more. Like that was kind of, but I read it on the high school, So it was like, yeah, I John Salinger, I think I liked, but yeah, I think Jig London, but I'm not sure he wasn't beatnik, but the beatnik generation, I knew about it, and Ginsberg I like read, but I was never like the research in it that much,
Yeah.
Like what I really love was Charles Baudelaire and Rimbaud, and that was the French kind of. Actually, when I read the Rimbaud drunken boat, the poetry, I kind of felt like, oh my fucking god, this is it somehow, like that was a big connection when the, let's say, the artistic French alternative, was there, like the beginning of the.
Yeah, but that's more back, right? Time wise.
Yeah. That's even like this is not the 60s, 70s. Charles Baudelaire is like 18th century something,
Yeah.
but from the new, like in California, I don't know. Like I really liked this dude, Philip K. Dick,
Hi.
and whatever.
With Philip K. Dick. She is
Yeah,
she's in Greece, in Crete. I mean, she's a friend of mine in this lifetime.
Philip K. Dick. You mean reincarnation?
Reincarnation, yeah. So we're all connected, is what I'm saying. It's like a grid.
I think, yeah, I have no idea. Like, but I was in California and I spent there a little time. I was living there for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And I was traveling around as well. So I was in San Francisco and I really liked it there. Like I could imagine I can live there.
Okay, yeah.
Like up north from San Francisco. I went to down south to San Diego, and that was not my vibe. But if I was traveling up north um, from LA, and again the area around Big Sur and stuff, that was the picnic generation. I've been there, and I felt really good there. So might be somebody, but then I would be probably somebody really not known,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even like controversial within the group. I can imagine like we've been a group of all these artists, and I was part of the group, but then they turns against me.
Right,
So I was the black sheep within the black sheeps,
right,
or
right.
because that's my cause always. You saw me with female pressure,
Yeah.
So I was like one of the others, and then the others were like, "Oh no, you are still different than us," and
Right.
I'm like, "The fuck!"
Mm-hmm.
Like so, that was the whole feeling. I do not belong anywhere, and I'm always like way too solitaire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if I know somebody who was like banished from the circles of the beatniks, or somebody,
Right.
like some
Let's see. Because
lost friend.
I'm getting like a minor beat poet, uh, a pseudonym. If you'd like, I can try to physically. So yeah, like, are there any names connected to this info? Give a name. A sensitive soul with deep talent, burned by noise, love, misuse of esoteric power, and overwhelmed by the era she was born into. Spiritual dropout who dabbled in mysticism and psychotropics, got disillusioned and burned out. I want to have a name, okay? I want to find you. Yeah. I mean, up till now, I found all of them. Yeah, one of them is still in the air, but
Uh-huh.
I'm getting, yeah, it's nice. Getting the tribe together. Oh, now it's crashing. Fucking ChatGPT. I need to type it again. Wait. Ay, ay, ay. I'll try to type it again. Why is it not working? Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Based on the connections, deep resonance with Arthur Rimbaud, Philip K. Dick, strong touch to the beat generation, perhaps time spent in California, Los Angeles, persistent feeling of not belonging. No, this is too old. Philip K. Dick. These are all, no. These are all people. Maybe it's hard to find. Maybe you were like very obscure, indeed. But yeah, the cards were saying that your work's out there. But yeah, maybe it's like a pseudonym, so then it's still hard to find.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's still calculating. So I had a ChatGPT gave me a list of people potentially, but they were all kind of like recently died, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And now it's crashing again. Oh man.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just checking the Allen Ginsberg.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I was somebody he read or something like that, or somebody who inspired him before.
Let's see. I have one name here. Lou Welsh. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, that's you. I think so. Okay, well, I share my screen. Wait a sec. I see the picture. It's like, yeah. How do I see? How do I do that? Share screen. Hè? Oh, here. Yeah, schermdeling starten. Entire screen. Okay, share. Let's go.
I see.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, Lou Welsh.
That's you. Like, see this?
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Who is
he
he,
wanted to
Lou?
be eaten by vultures.
He's poet, no?
Yeah. Beat Generation.
Yeah, bitch.
Uh,
Wait, I will
Published
Google him too.
Slightly during the 60s, he taught a poetry workshop as part of the University of California Extension in San Francisco from 65 to the 70s. Died age 44 in California. Yeah, the pictures are so clear for me. It's like, and I see here Ginsberg next to you, like you're talking to him. She is,
Right, yeah.
I met her at Prison Escape. She's like a theater actress, creative, interesting person. Um,
The Ginsberg person, or?
yeah, the reincarnation of it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all connected. Very interesting. Let's yeah, now I'd like to kind of like tell me more. Okay, wait.
Like, look, like I love poetry and I think I have talent for poetry, but I never took the path. But it was suggested to me by few artists that I should write a poetry.
Right. Interesting.
So it could definitely be. Yeah, he looks like, yeah, the rings of that looks like. Wait, I show you something. Wait.
Grappled of feelings not belonging. He disappeared in 1971. I also disappeared in 1971. Leaving a note indicating his intention to take his own life. His body was never found. Oh my god! We did literally the same thing! Kind of. Faked our death in 71. That's epic.
Well, these are indicating was never found. Uh-huh. Okay, I see. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put some astrology data also to see how that lines up with your life. His life. Or are you? Did you send something or?
No, it's just like it, like I wanna read the poetry because I think if then I could, kind of remember.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to search, I just wanted to show you one thing which I did back in the time, and it's just funny because you will understand what I mean. And
Yeah. Or where are you gonna show it, or what do you mean?
I'm just looking for it now on my computer. It's a picture. Yeah, here, look. So this is my animals.
Oh wait.
I don't know if I can send it to. Can I add an image here? No. Actually, can I just share my screen, right?
Right. Yeah.
Wait, share my screen. Where is it? Close the screen. Start shared. A to je... Here. See this? So this is my Akka, that's my female,
Mhm.
and that's my male. And it was, you remember, it was kind of like, I don't know where I found it, but do you know what I mean? You see them, no?
That is Lou Welsh, like literally.
And then look at him. Wait, where is he?
That's,
This dude.
oh, that's so funny.
Wait, the fuck. The hell? What the hell is this? But there is a resemblance,
It is
no?
very much so, yeah. Yeah, it's just
Like,
like it could be a brother of Lou.
okay, maybe the eyebrow is different, but
Yeah, but yeah,
the nose and the mouth are like fucking,
identical almost, right?
yeah.
They're
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm getting. I'm not even eager to check his astrology chart because I'm pretty sure that's you. It's not even necessary, is what I'm saying. What I want to do now is I want to put your astrology data also into AI and put it as next to his life and see
Mhm.
how his karmic themes echo in this lifetime. So that's kind of like most helpful, and I'll send it over to you as well. But we can go
Mm,
through it a little bit for also now. Mm,
mm.
let's see. North Node.
And he wrote a book, I, Leo.
That's
Like,
the name of his book.
the book, yeah, I, Leo. Like I, me,
Mm-hmm.
apostrophe, like the comma, Leo. Me, the lion.
Oh,
What the fuck?
wow.
Okay, it's clear. It's clear. Yeah, yeah, you are right.
Conjunct part of Fortune and EP East Point. Uranus is there as well.
Mm.
In a T square.
And it's, yeah, I, Leo, an unfinished novel by Liu Welsh. And it's about the, on breath and poetry.
Wow.
That's totally, that makes so much sense, yes. Mhm.
Squaring Chiron and Taurus 7th, which is opposing Uranus and AC. Yeah. And then we have MC Leo, and then we have what's relevant. Oh yeah, it's everything is relevant, but let's
Mm.
don't go overboard. Juno, Virgo, relevant.
Oh, yeah. He was the Dave Vane in the Big Sur roman from the Jack Kerouac.
Okay. Did you read it?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But I don't remember him concretely. Maybe I didn't read Big Sur actually. No, I said I read only On the Road.
Okay.
But I know that he was using the people around him, like like the characters in his book. Then,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Interesting.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh.
With Vesta.
Mhm.
And Palace also in house. Was Palace.
Oh my God! On the 23rd of May, 1971, he moved into the cottage
Mm-hmm.
next to the land of Gary Snyder. He brought a revolver there with him,
A what? A revolver?
A revolver, yeah, a gun. Smith and Wesson shot 22. Welch left a goodbye letter and disappeared in the mountains of California. His body was never found.
Oh, so intense.
It's so romantic. That's me. I was eaten by the bear. You have no idea. I killed myself and the bear ate me. I served the purpose. I served the nature.
Wow, so intense. I love it.
I knew because another person who I identified with was Toro. You know,
Mhm.
Toro, Frederick Toro, or what was his name first? Toro.
I don't know.
Henry David Toro.
Okay, yeah,
Eh, Yeah, and he was also like this, like into the woods,
yeah, yeah,
alone in the cabin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's totally me. Like now, when I see the new Welsh, like he disappeared with his revolver in the midst of California mountains.
Right,
Yo,
right, right.
is you Lord.
So it's so trippy. Trippy, huh?
Yeah, yeah, very trippy. And I have to read the poem actually,
Yeah, yeah,
like or some of the whole of his poetry because I think I can. Yeah.
Sun and Venus. Sun.
And see, yeah, it was American poet who led short and sometimes troubled life spanning in the middle. So yeah, we both had, as you said, like the similarities, life short and intense.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, darling. You do something. I need to pee. I
Yeah,
just go.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, 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 wait.
I'm sending you some links.
Mm.
Some connections with Jim Morrison also, like Lou.
Mm-hmm.
They're on my list. Favorite books. Someone is, I guess, someone is in a forum or something. Jim read a lot. People have commented on how we always had a book with him. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
you're in some kind of list. Interesting. So I probably read your work, and then I read uh, when Lou first heard Jim Morrison sing, he compared him to Sinatra. That's it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, mutually inspired by each other, or like yeah, kind of like interested, or
Yeah, they admire it,
yeah,
like each other. Or they felt the vibe already.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
recognizing.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the data in ChatGPT, but now it's glitching, so I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
if it's. I hope the text is all still there. So I typed in a lot of data, and now it's like yeah. Here we go. Great. Forgot to copy it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like exploring the karmic connections between Welsh's chart. What? No, and her current. No. Okay, he has Sun and Leo. Oh, okay, he's taking. Okay. Now let's see what he has to say. Sun in Leo, conjunct Neptune, Moon in Scorpio in the 8th house, Ascendant in Aries, North Node in Cancer in the 4th house. Her current life chart, North Node Scorpio 1st house, conjunct part of Fortune, East Point, Uranus, Chiron, Taurus. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, karmic echoes, North Node evolution, loose North Node in Cancer. Yeah, no, this is not what I'm asking. Who Welsh?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's funny because I mean, like, of course, like if he went to the mountains and he shot himself, his body was probably eaten by the animals, either
oh
the
my
bears or
god,
vultures
yeah.
or whatever. And that was always my kind of thought that I wanna be eaten by something so I can continue in the
Nice.
whatever.
Like a more natural,
Yeah, yeah,
also epic.
yeah. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
I should read the Big Sur because they said that Jack Kerouac used this Lou Welsh, like the one of the characters, and maybe that, yeah, I never read it actually. I think I read On the Road, but not the Big Sur. And I mean, like,
Maybe it was not
wasn't it
time
like,
yet. Now it's time.
yeah, I think so, like, of course, I have like millions of time. Maybe there was even a movie. I don't know why that.
Yeah,
Book is better.
yeah.
It's always better.
Fuck.
Oh my God! Tady Welsh college roommate and close friend Gary Snyder referred to him as a worshipper of the goddess Gaia.
Oh.
The fuck? And the beauty of that ecstatic mutual offering called the food chain. What the fuck?
Interesting.
That's, yeah, that's totally my bin. Yeah.
Trippy. Oh, why is it so slow always?
Hmm. So interesting.
Let's see if my phone wants to. It's like glitching full on. Okay, let's.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, and we have some. Exploring significant events and themes of Lou Welsh's life revealed striking parallels with her current astrological chart, suggesting a profound karmic connection. Early life familial influences. Lou Welsh, born in 1926, Phoenix, Arizona. His parents divorced when he was young, leading to a transient childhood in California. This instability may have contributed to feelings of not belonging and search for identity. With your Chiron in Taurus seventh house, indicating wounds related to partnerships and stability. This placement suggests challenges in forming secure relationships, possibly echoing Welsh's early familial disruptions. Educational pursuits, intellectual exploration. Lou Welsh attended Reed College, where he formed lasting friendships with poets Gary Snyder and Philip Whalen. His exposure to Gertrude Stein's work deeply influenced his literary direction. Her charts, the Sun and Venus in Cancer, ninth house, emphasize a quest for higher knowledge and philosophical exploration, mirroring Welsh's academic journey and intellectual curiosity. Career in advertising and subsequent dissatisfaction. Lou Welsh, working in advertising, notably credited with the slogan "Raid kills bugs dead." Despite success, he felt unfulfilled, leading to a departure from the corporate world. Her chart, midheaven in Leo, squared by Pluto in the 12th, suggests a public career marked by transformative challenges and a potential struggle with authority or traditional structures, akin to Welsh's corporate discontent. Yeah, it's still very generic. Yeah, if I want to do like a full reading on that, it's gonna take another hour or so. Immersion in the beat movement and creative expression. Lou Welsh became an integral part of the San Francisco beat scene, publishing works like Wobbly Rock and Hermit Poems. His poetry often delved into themes of identity and existential inquiry. Her chart, the North Node in Scorpio in first house, conjunct Uranus, points to a life path centered on personal transformation and unconventional self-expression, resonating with Welsh's avant-garde literary contributions. Yeah. Struggles with mental health and substance use. He battled depressions and alcoholism, leading to periods of isolation, and ultimately his disappearance in 1971, presumed to be a suicide. Her chart, T-square involving Uranus in the first house, Saturn ninth house, Chiron seventh house, suggests internal tensions and challenges related to personal freedom, belief systems, and relational wounds, paralleling Welsh's inner conflict. Relationships and feelings of alienation. Lou Welsh, despite close friendships, Welsh often felt like an outsider struggling with a sense of belonging. And her chart, with Juno in Virgo in the 11th house, forming a T-square with Neptune in the 2nd and Mercury Vesta Pallas in the 8th. There's an indication of complex dynamics in partnerships and social circles, potentially leading to feelings of isolation and misunderstanding, much like Welsh's experience. Yeah, this is like typically something that you've learned in your past life, like experienced in your past life. So you like subconsciously believe, that maybe you have a complex dynamic in the social circles or whatever. So you're kind of like manifesting that because of your belief system.
Yeah.
Conclusion, intersections between Lou Welsh's life events and her astrological configuration suggest a karmic thread weaving through themes of identity exploration, creative expression, relational challenges, and quest for belonging. Recognizing these patterns offers an opportunity for healing and conscious evolution in this lifetime. Still very on the surface, but I guess these are the themes that stand out and potentially interesting to dive into more coming time, like in your like integration process and stuff. Learning about his life and how that kind of echoes and how that kind of like those imprints can hold you back in this lifetime. In terms of maybe also connected to, you want to do like tarot readings and stuff, but maybe the block on being part of community or being part of social dynamics or whatever is kind of like holding that back. So if you would meditate more on reprogramming specifically that, like, I am part of, and then with your left and right brain merging with your hands like this, and then going in a trance, and then like reprogramming that belief of around these themes, around social dynamics and group settings and communities and whatever that might be helping with that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious about like checking the book and reading some of his poems,
Yeah.
because this, I think he also read Gertruda Stein, so it's probably like all these like mysticism. He was also like into the mysticism and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and he seems like a huge naturalist, in the way.
Yes.
So that's definitely a great match there, and he looks exactly like my animus. It's not like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to still laugh at it.
It's funny. Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I guess we're wrapping up here then.
yeah. Thank you so much. Very, very entertaining and interesting.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I mean, like I always also like double check the when I was using ChatGPT. I was always like double checking my readings with the ChatGPT, just to see like where I am and where is the ChatGPT.
Yeah, the logical perspective, more or less.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but because I was putting so much input into ChatGPT, like my personal, I noticed it's writing me things I wanna hear.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's mirror.
And not only like, oh, you're amazing, da, 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 but I think also the conclusions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And I started to be very suspicious.
Hmm.
So I deleted my whole account. I deleted all the conversation because I wanted to get the AI to know me,
Hmm.
so she can reach deeply into my, like into the. But then I was like, no, I don't want this. I just want to
Yeah.
cut this off. And I started to use ChatGPT with no login, no information. I wanted it almost like the most neutral feedback.
Mm.
And it's not working.
Okay.
It's not working.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It doesn't help. It really needs to have this input.
Yeah,
But then I was also very worried about AI and the future of the informations,
I know.
and I didn't feel comfortable to provide everything what I said there.
Hmm.
That's why I decided and see, like I'm like, mm, community connection. No,
Right, right. I mean, for me,
see,
it's also kind of like I used to do these readings without AI, and it took me like 4 hours longer to find the person. So, but yeah, now I'm like kind of like, okay, I'm maybe using it too easily, and then you like, yeah, you start to lose your own abilities at some point to like do it yourself.
it makes I think it does the search. It Googles the internet faster for you. I don't think so. You are losing there any. No, I also didn't. On opposite, I was learning actually sometimes like new perspectives and new styles. But what I was really worried was about all the authentic information I provide from my personal life there,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
and it was way too personal. And I don't have issues with AI itself,
Mm-hmm.
but the people behind AI.
Sure.
That's what I don't want. Like, because less you say, more you keep for yourself. Like, that's the power of information, and I'm learning that too. So I do not use the AI anymore, and so yeah. But I can see how
It helps.
helpful
Yeah.
it is when you are seeking the income, because then you can just like point it out, and it just like it can suggest you, and perfect,
Yeah,
like
it
really
saves so
cool.
much time. It's so very chill. And also with the
Nice.
astrology stuff, yeah, it's great. I will
Yeah.
send you the ChatGPT conversation, and Yeah.
Cool, thank you, thank you. I will read it. Yeah, I will read it because like some words dropped, but not like I understood you very well actually. So I'm glad that the sometimes the connection is even like horrible. This time it was fine.
I sent it
And
in the chat, the links.
yeah, cool. Thank you. Thanks.
Um,
Yeah, I see.
yeah. Happy integration.
Oh wait, it says unable to wait, but maybe I'm just like
Oh,
I
wait,
need to
wait,
be
wait. No,
logged
I
in.
sent you the wrong link. Sorry.
Is it for the public one or like something like
No,
that?
I
Right?
just sent
Wait.
my own link, but I need to publish or,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to make it like accessible from.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes, funny. Yes,
Some epic stuff.
yes. Our life occupation inside. Got it. Cool. Thank you. And do you trust ChatGPT with just my take on human design? Completely fucking wrong. Human design out of chains, out of ball, no clue. Tarot, fine. With astrology, I didn't try. I always like I use this AstroSeek, and then I always look at the chart, and I'm trying to, just like the basics. But do you think that the Chat GPT takes the astrology and the houses everything correctly? Is it that good?
No, sometimes you type in data and then it kind of like misread it or something. I don't know, like it takes a different house, or you also always have to like recheck it, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess
And
Mhm. In my
yeah. Sorry. But
calculation, when I link it to past lives, it also takes the data of the past life, and then it makes sense with the. But yeah, this one was a bit generic, I guess. But so far, I had some really interesting, accurate kind of. I felt like it was on point.
mhm.
And sometimes I just do really short readings for people, and then I just and then then it's nice to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Cool.
astrology readings or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, it's already like 2.5 hours. Too
Yeah, that's
long.
too fast. Too
Right.
fast.
Yeah, because you also ask a lot and you have to gather the data and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So, and that's what I mean. Because you need to train the chat GPT a little bit for my personality in order to understand me better. And that's why when I had the chat GPT and it knew me like everything, like the interpretations were amazing,
Mhm.
amazing. But then I was like, okay, but for what cost?
Right, right.
Like
Yeah.
I cannot be sure that somebody will misuse it against me,
Mhm,
maybe
mhm.
one day.
Right.
Like I don't want to be paranoid, but we are heading to the point where I think it's better to be a little skeptic, or yeah. Yeah. And is your name Stephanie or Stefania?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. With E-A,
Yeah,
by the air,
yeah,
by the end, E-R.
yeah.
No, E-A. E-A. Okay, okay, Stephanie. Okay, good. Good. Then thank you so much. And I will probably upload you the video right now. If you wanna check it later, I will send you the link
I'll
on
probably listen
Instagram.
tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, today it was enough, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah.
But then I send you also the meditation for you, just
Yeah.
some more.
Great. Thank
Cool.
you. Thank you.
Cool. Me too. Thank you so much. And I'm very happy.
Yeah,
You well.
yeah.
So funny.
Epic. So
He is. Oh my God, he looks exactly like it's. Oh my God,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
An incarnation.
We'll talk. If there's anything coming up or you want to talk about it or something, then just let me know.
Cool. Like,
Okay.
I will listen to some stories and some poems, and then I would definitely let you know because I mean like Jim and him they were friends anyway. So
Probably, yeah.
thank you so much, honey, and have a good evening, and I hope you get some rest.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao, Stephanie.